The Silver Pigeon is built on the rock-solid 680 series action, which is known among enthusiasts for being as reliable as your favorite pair of boots. It locks up tighter than my wallet at a gas station and swings smoother than a Sunday morning coffee. Now, the one I'm holding is a 20 gauge with a 28-inch barrel, but you can also snag it in 12, 28, or 410 gauges if you're feeling fancy. Let me tell you, it's balanced perfectly, right at the hinge pin, which makes it handle targets like it's reading your mind. Seriously, I've had more trouble balancing a checkbook than maneuvering this shotgun. But what makes this gun special isn't just the balance. It's Beretta Stellium Optima bore barrels. Think of it like having the perfect golf club. It just makes everything easier. The forcing cones and choke tubes work together to deliver patterns tighter than my belt after Thanksgiving dinner, which means fewer misses, fewer curses, and more shattered clays. Pulling the trigger on this gun is honestly delightful. About 4.5 pounds of crisp, clean perfection. I've dated less predictable triggers, and it's got an auto safety that engages whenever you break it open. Now, some people love this safety, but if you're out hunting birds, flipping it off quickly can feel as tricky as trying to understand Gen Z slang. I still think no cap has something to do with hats. Visually, the Silver Pigeon nails it with just the right amount of understated elegance. It's got finely checkered walnut that's smooth without slipping around like a greased pig. Engravings are subtle but tasteful, like showing up to a casual cookout wearing your nice jeans. Classy, but you're not trying too hard. Recoil is surprisingly gentle. Even though the gun only weighs around 6 pounds, I fired heavier guns that kicked harder than a mule who's had his lunch stolen. But the 686 absorbs that kick gracefully, keeping you comfortable whether you're busting a few clays or spending all day in the field. Maintenance is as straightforward as it gets. Pop the forend, break it open, barrels off, clean, and you're back together faster than you can microwave popcorn. Beretta built this thing to last, which is good because at around $2,000, you don't want a shotgun that's going to give up quicker than your New Year's resolutions. Number 4. Beretta A300 Ultima Sporting. Right out of the gate, this isn't some ultra-luxury, sell-a-kidney type of shotgun. Beretta's kept the price surprisingly reasonable, floating around $1,169 MSRP, but I've seen them on shelves closer to $1,000. Honestly, for what you get, that's smoother than peanut butter on hot toast. Now, if you ever handled Beretta's older 390 or 391 series, the A300 Ultima is like their cooler, younger sibling who just showed up to the party with upgrades. It's gas-operated, meaning softer recoil and quicker follow-ups. Toss in Beretta's fancy kickoff recoil reducer, and it's easier on your shoulder than an apology from your ex. You get this unique two-step recoil feel. It's weird at first, like the first time I saw kids dancing on TikTok, but trust me, you get used to it real quick. It's available in 12 gauge with a 3-inch chamber. 20 gauge is an option too if you want something lighter. The barrel's 30 inches, perfect for smashing clays all day long, featuring Beretta's trusty mobile choke system, with extended chokes, giving you flexibility faster than a politician changing promises. Picking it up, you'll notice it's not exactly lightweight, around 7 pounds 10 ounces, but the balance feels spot on, kinda like me carrying groceries from Costco, heavy but manageable. Plus, the adjustable spacers for length of pull mean even awkwardly sized dads like me can shoot comfortably without fuss. Now, Beretta really stepped up their game with user-friendly controls here. Oversized bolt handle? Check. Smooth bolt release? Double check. Reloading's quicker than my kids ignoring my texts. They've even smoothed out the loading port. No sharp edges to chew up your thumbs, which is honestly how every shotgun should be by now. Let's talk triggers. It's got about a 5-pound pull, nice and responsive, but real talk, I'm not thrilled with that rounded glossy finish. Feels like my finger could slip if I'm speed shooting. It's not terrible, but kinda like pineapple on pizza. Not for everyone. The forend and grip texture feel decent, but they're hard plastic, and I got a feeling sweaty hands might struggle a bit after a hot afternoon. Plus, the safety's at the front of the trigger guard. Not my personal favorite. kinda like raisin cookies disguised as chocolate chip. Sneaky. Number 3. Beretta 694 Sporting Pro. Picking this shotgun up, the balance is immediately impressive, right at the hinge, smooth as your mama's mashed potatoes. It swings easy, handles naturally, and honestly feels like Beretta hired someone to measure my palms in my sleep. But here's the kicker: lefties. You've got a right-handed palm swill to deal with. It's like Beretta just shrugged and said, they'll figure it out. This gun sports the Stellium Plus barrels, delivering dense, uniform patterns every shot, which is Beretta's polite way of saying, you have zero excuses left for missing. And trust me, I've had to get pretty creative with mine lately. The trigger's crisp, clean, and adjustable, pulling around 3.5 pounds, just enough snap to make you grim but gentle enough not to scare you off. Now, let's talk stock. The TSK adjustable stock. Great on paper, but every time I pick this thing up, I feel like I'm tightening bolts. I swear, if my daughter asked me to assemble this many parts, I tell her to just buy a new one. But in fairness, once it's dialed in, it's comfy as your favorite recliner, though getting it there might test your sanity. Recoil-wise, this shotgun kicks just enough to remind you it exists. At over 8 pounds, you'd expect it to feel softer, but it's a bit like getting a pat on the back from your overly enthusiastic uncle at Thanksgiving. Noticeable, but manageable. And speaking of manageable, don't do what I did. Don't grab your shiny new shotgun and immediately enter a competition unless you want a first-hand lesson in humility. Rookie mistake, Buck. On reliability, here's a fun one. My gun arrived fresh from the factory with a barrel selector that didn't work. I had to pop the thing open and fix it myself. Kind of like buying a luxury car and realizing you gotta install the steering wheel yourself. Not ideal, Beretta, but we worked it out. Number 2. Beretta A400 Xcel Sporting. Beretta claims the A400 Xcel cycles shells quicker than you can blink, literally calling it the blink gas system. Now, I've seen my daughter blink at me dismissively faster than a hummingbird flaps its wings, but even she'd have trouble keeping up with this thing. It's lightning fast, great for nailing those tricky doubles without skipping a beat. Now, this beauty's tailored specifically for clay shooters, meaning is not a jack-of-all-trades shotgun, but more like the specialized tool that does one thing exceptionally well. If you're out here competing regularly or even just casually embarrassing your buddies at the range, this shotgun has your back. You've got barrel options, 28-inch for quicker handling, the 30-inch standard, or the mighty 32-inch if you're feeling confident, or compensating, hey, I won't judge. At around 7 pounds 9 ounces, it's light enough to not wreck your shoulder after 100 rounds, but solid enough to make recoil barely noticeable. Beretta's kickoff recoil system makes shooting this gun softer than my parenting style after report cards. Seriously, your shoulder's gonna thank you. But let's talk trigger. Now, I was skeptical. It felt a bit mushy at first, kinda like stepping in mud with your favorite boots. But shooting it? Surprisingly crisp and breaks at just under 5 pounds. Perfect for the rapid fire on quick-moving clays. My only gripe? The shape is rounder than necessary, making my fingers slip occasionally. Not terrible, but worth mentioning. Ergonomically, this shotgun feels great. Beretta finally listened and gave us oversized controls, making reloading and quick operation smoother than my second marriage. The loading ports milled out beautifully, perfect for slapping shells in without fumbling around. Even the balance is on point. Front heavy enough to swing smooth as butter, yet light enough not to slow you down. Plus, adjustable weights in the front let you tune it exactly how you like. That's customization, folks. Let's talk style briefly. Beretta moved away from the bright blue receiver and opted for a classy silver finish this time. Looks great until you notice the random blue bolt that looks like someone forgot to peel off the packaging tape. Honestly, it's quirky, but hey, so am I. Some folks love it. Others wonder if it was an accident at the factory. Maintaining the A400 is also stupid simple. Number 1. Beretta DT11 Sporting. I pulled the trigger and clays disappeared faster than snacks in my pantry after my kids find them. First round out, I had a 1.25 choke in there, just enough choke to make me look good without needing any actual skill. and believe me, that's important. First pull, bam, dust. Second pull, bam, dustier dust. Honestly, I thought, is this luck or talent? Probably luck, but let's pretend it's skill. Now, there's chatter about DT11s not handling fiber cartridges well. Some folks say they pattern weird or kick harder. So I tossed some fibers and plastics into my pocket, mixed them around, and loaded blind. Pulled the trigger, and guess what? Targets kept disappearing just the same. Felt recoil, barely different. Patterns, spot on. So unless your shoulder's made of marshmallows, you'll hardly notice. Let's talk barrels, because Beretta dropped some serious voodoo here. Stellium Pro barrels. They pattern so tight you'd swear Beretta hired sharpshooting wizards instead of engineers. Less muzzle flip, cleaner brakes, and patterns that'd make your math teacher jealous. Handling-wise, the DT11 feels like a natural extension of your arms. It's perfectly balanced, swings easier than my teenager's mood swings, and tracks targets so smoothly it's borderline cheating. Seriously, if this gun swung any smoother, it'd have its own jazz album. And the trigger? Oh man, that trigger. Crisp as fresh chips, breaks cleaner than a Sunday church outfit. Plus, it's detachable, which means if anything happens mid-competition, you're back in business faster than you can say, maybe I shouldn't have bet money on this. Yeah, the DT11 is a bit pricey, like hide the receipt from your significant other pricey, but there's a reason world champions choose this thing. If you're serious about clays and tired of gear holding you back, the DT11 is your ticket to the big leagues. So there you have it, folks. Buck Tanner's personal verdict. The DT11 Sporting isn't just good, it's unfairly good. If you enjoyed this, hit subscribe.